Well, hello everyone. Uh, it's a Saturday afternoon here at the garden, and so you know what that means. I'm going to take a bit of a tour and give you some updates and things. I won't be going up front today just because, I don't really feel like it. uh, but I wanted to show you a brand new plant well, I'll show you a picture of it. Uh, but a new plant that I got that's not a vegetable, it's actually just a flower. A flowering plant. Um, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this or not, but I got this for the up front yard and put it up there so that um, there's something in the front yard, and it's a perennial, so it'll come back next year if I don't kill it this year. Um, and this thing had a handy, bit of information on the bottom here or on the back. It tells me when it blooms, how much sun to give it, how often to water it, and how tall it's going to get. And it even included the hardiness zones. Although it looks like it's the old ones, because the new hardiness zones have A's and B's, because they divided them into smaller zones now to give people a better idea of their climate in general. But I left the kids inside. Everyone's mad about it. Not a whole lot changing with those guys. They're the same. We moved the kabocha squash over onto the trellis with the honeysuckle, but something went wrong. I don't know what. I don't know why. I don't know what to do with this. But you can see that these are green. They're not in great shape, but they're green, which I'm hopeful for, and they're new. So I'm hoping that means that it'll still grow and it's just hit a snag for some reason. But when we moved it, we didn't break anything. It didn't come up out of the soil. None of that. So I don't know what happened. I'm kind of really sad about it. This was only one in the garden kind of plant. So I'm kind of really sad about that. So here into the garden itself here, we got the super chilies, which, even just since last week, I feel like these guys have gotten a lot bigger. And also it helps that over there, I pulled some of the weeds and stuff, so it helps them look taller. Over here, there's no weeds, because it's too much shade and too much water. But these guys are growing, they're doing alright. Even getting some little buds going on here. Oh, that one just fell off. That one that was just there, it's gone. This little guy looks like he might have matured the right way, so got some buds going on, which means, like I said last week, means I got peppers coming soon. And that one's flowering. That one's not there yet. That one is. That one is. Now, some people, and this is all purely personal preference, some people will, at this point, because of how short that is, they will pinch off or cut off the buds, the flowers, before they actually produce to encourage the plant to grow more. But I'm not all about production. I just want the plant to grow. I want it to do what it's going to do. That's my whole thing. Like, I want the plant to do what it's meant to do. you know, and that's part of the life cycle of the plant. You know, if that's where it's, you know, biological programming is telling it to go, then that's where it's going to go, you know. Now, these bell peppers, sorry, that's just my opinion, you know, because everybody grows their own way. Everybody has their own opinions, you know. Oh, well, this type of fertilizer is okay, but not this one. You want to use this ratio, not this ratio. You know, there's all that kind of stuff going on constantly in any, you know, produce growing community. People are going to have all kinds of different opinions. Figure out what works best for you. Me, I'm going pretty close to just letting the plants do their thing. I water them a lot more than what they'd get watered here naturally, but that's about it, is giving them water. But I don't use artificial fertilizers. I don't use any artificial pesticides except for diatomaceous earth, which, to be fair, is not artificial. I don't want to misinform you, so if you Google the word, if you can figure out how to spell it, well, actually, my one bit of editing for this video, other than putting the end screen on, is this is how to spell diatomaceous earth. So that's the word you would look up, and you can Google it, go to Wikipedia, and it'll tell you all about it. Something about fossils. I know that. Like, it's powdered fossils from insects or something. I don't know. But if you look it up, you'll find it. But, like I was saying, my bell pepper plants, Shelly, eat your heart out. They are huge. Like, these things, you're talking, we're looking at a foot or more on these plants. Like, that's just a rough estimate. Like, that's almost knee high, if that gives you an idea. So yeah, these guys are getting pretty tall, but still no buds on any of these, on any of the bell peppers, and I don't know why. I'm coming over here to my hot Portugal plants, the most promising ones I've got so far. And look, this guy, my second biggest Portugal, he's got, get out of my way, he's got peppers now too. There's one, any others? I'm not seeing any others right now. Not actual peppers growing. There's some pods that are working on right here, but no actual peppers are growing right now. This little guy is making it somehow, but I don't expect a whole lot from him. This guy, he's got little buds going, so he'll maybe put out a couple of fruit. You can see a little pod there. This guy's growing a pepper pod right there. So yeah, next year, this is definitely where all my pepper plants are going. Only a couple of tiny pods, it looks like, on that one. And look at this guy who's finally growing. Say hello. That's not who I was talking about, but that's my last one. Remember, he was real tiny forever. And then look at these. These, whatever these are. Some sort of gourd relative. I don't know. They're climbers though, but they're too far from the fence. They can't reach it. But this, yes, I intentionally avoided this so I can show you all of the things that it's doing. So, that's a brand new one that's starting to pod out. Like, this thing is just going bonkers. Oh, look at that spider there. Look, come on, focus. Focus, focus, focus. says you drive a focus. You don't need to focus. There's just... Yeah, it focused for a second. I don't know. There's a little spider there. It's kind of weird looking. But I've got buds still coming in. I've got little buds there. And I've learned, at least with this pepper plant, or these pepper plants, when the flower does this, you see how it's all... Excuse me, train. Excuse me. Hang on. Okay, I guess he's done. See how the how up here it's green, and down here it's that particular brown. Man, this thing is not focusing right. But you see the brown, you know, that, as opposed to the entire thing wilting away. That tells me, come on, that tells me that that it's more likely to produce. I can't guarantee it at this point because I'm still, like, I'm not afraid to tell you guys, I'm still really new at this. Okay, like this one. This is not, see, I just knocked it off. And it just, the whole thing was wilting. That wasn't going to produce a pepper. But see, this is what makes me say that. Because see, you can see the pepper growing there, and you've got this little, it's that same shade of brown, wilted spot, you know, where the petals of the flower have dried in that particular way. Look, there's a little bitty baby. But the exciting part that is driving me nuts because it's taking so long. Look, there's a grasshopper. Come on. Focus. Focus. You see him right there? Right there. There he is. Right there. Grasshopper. Anyway, ooh, hey, look at that guy. Anyway, sorry, squirrel. So, the part that's driving me nuts, because just how long it's taken, and the anticipation to getting to the point where it needs to be. You remember those three guys, but look how much bigger it is. Like, that is a big pepper. Like, I know there are some varieties out there that have like these weird celestial names, like, you know, cosmic something or galaxy twist or whatever. Like those things like spiral around themselves. It's weird. I don't have any of those. Those are too exotic for me. But look how big this thing is. Like, you like fossilize it or something, bronze it, and it can be an appendage. You know, you can use it as a replacement finger, and look, you've even got curved ones. Like this guy, back here. This thing is seriously... Get out of my way, leaf. Seriously. Like... It's longer than my finger. And almost as big around. That's big. If this gets too close to the ground, like you can't really see it very well on camera, but there's only a couple of inches between the actual ground and the end of this pepper. If it gets too close, I'm going to cut it off early and I'll have a green pepper. But yeah, and like, look, this thing is huge. Like, that's a full 2 foot tall. I might be exaggerating a little, that's okay. This little guy, my Fatali, sorry, I had to move on. I was spending too much time there. My Fatali here, I don't know what's going on with him. But that's okay. Look, more of these guys, whatever these guys are going on. This stinking Cherokee purple. this tomato plant. I don't know. Like, I'm more cautiously optimistic now because I'm getting more flowers off of it, and you know, that's always a good sign, because if it's producing flowers, that means it's working on producing fruit. So, cautious optimism, because there's flowers there, there's flowers there, there's flowers up there, there's flowers there, and probably some more I'm not even seeing, but it's producing flowers. See, that is not a good brown. This here, that's not a good brown, that's bad. See, that should be the tomato growing right there, but it's not, that's broken. Oh, I forgot about this part, guys. Look, there. Looky there. That is a teeny tiny little bud. That's my first Fatali bud, unless you got one sooner. But this is the first one I saw today. I knew I'd seen them, and they're here. I have proof. Stupid plant. I don't like these plants. Get out of here. Sorry, guys. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Well, I got you staring at a bunch of random grass. These plants. I don't know what kind of weed it is. You know, maybe somebody can tell me. But these vines, I swear they are on a mission to choke out my plants. Anyway, we've been harvesting from these mosquitoes, from these from the grape here. This is the grape tomato. We've been harvesting some of those, just ones and twos. You know, it's not really hit its stride yet, but we've been harvesting them, and you know, we'll alternate. She gets one, I get one. You know how it is. This big boy, I don't know what the deal is with him. No rot, but he's just got the one. He's got a couple more flowers, but nothing's really come of it yet. This big boy, oh, has a flower now. That is a very good sign. He's been kind of tricky because, remember, this doesn't have any drain holes, which makes it kind of a chore. Because I have to be really careful, because one day it'll be alright, and then the next day it'll be dry. So I've got to watch him close. And then there's the cherries. Got cherries there. I've got flowers coming in up here, flowers over here. Apparently, if you're in zone 5B, you know, and you've got decent sunlight most of the day, cherry and grape tomatoes will be your friend. But also, we finally have this Roma ripening. Those of you that have been watching, or those that go back and watch the other ones, you know this thing has been sitting there just growing for I don't know how long. But now he's ripening, and it's exciting. Oh, see, he's got a bud. My other Fatali pepper, he's got a bud. That one's doing alright. And this little tiny one's just like that first one. It's just tiny, barely surviving. This one's a little bit better. I don't know, guys. We got my cukes. Like, look at these, guys. There's so many cucumbers. Well, so much cucumber, I should say. I don't have any cucumbers yet. I'm thinking that... No, I'm thinking I thought wrong. Yeah. I'm pretty... Oh, no! There it is, there it is. Okay, get out of the way. This educational moment, guys, for you and for me. But I know that this is what it is. Where'd it go? That is a little bitty baby cucumber. So, very important difference here that you and I just learned together. You saw the way that peppers do it. They will shrivel, the flower will shrivel, and the fruit will grow from that. This one, the cucumbers, this is, I don't know if it's every cucumber, I imagine that they're not that different. But the fruit, as it were, the cucumber itself is growing from behind the plant, the flower. But the flower is still viable and good. But the cucumber is growing behind it. So, that's a new thing, guys. That was exciting. I like that. But you can see how small that is. Even if there are any others out there, underneath those huge leaves, it's going to probably be a little bit before they're anywhere near ready. But check this out. These things are going so crazy and so nuts, that I had to move those so that way the cucumbers didn't choke out the tomatoes. So I moved all of them over there because that's what was happening. These were going up on to the bucket and into the plant and grabbing hold. So I just grabbed them and, gently, carefully, you pull it, as long as there's no real resistance, you can pull the plant and aim it. And if you aim it at something that it can grab hold of, it will grab hold of it. Just like that. Just like that one down. Well, hang on. Just like that one down there. It will grab it and it will go up it. And that, for one, there's a few reasons why you can do that. But for one, it keeps the fruit off the ground. And by keeping the fruit off the ground, it makes it harder for bugs to get to it. I mean, yeah, they can still just climb the plant and whatever, but they still have to work harder for it. But also, if you let them go up, there's a few different ways to do it. You can do a trellis like this. There's also a couple of different ways. Hey, can you tell it's the 2nd of July? Fireworks going off already. But there's a couple of other ways to do it too, which honestly, in order to spare you guys having to listen to me, I'll just post a link to another video, not mine. It's somebody else's video where they show how they do it, so you can see that. The zucchinis, they're still big and growing, but they've got no flowers right now. So I don't know what's going on with those. Maybe I'm just gonna have some big leaf things in my yard for now. And you know what? I lied, guys. Totally lied. We're going up front, even if I don't have a shirt on. As my godmother used to say, I'm in my no clothes. I have clothes on. Don't freak out. It's just I don't have a shirt on because it's hot. Okay, it's hot. And it's the weekend. So we'll go up here real quick. Concrete's not as hot up here today because it's been cloudy all day. So I wanted to show you the update on this. This is why I brought you guys up. Look how big he got. The other one died. It's gone. But this one is going nuts. He's big. And look, even at his size, he's got buds. He loves all this sunlight. And then, I told you I bought a flowering plant. That's it right there. That's the actual plant that I've got right now. He's got his own little thing. And then, I don't like this. Doesn't look good. Outlook is grim. I don't know. Zucchini are not our thing. But anyway, yeah. There you go, guys. Garden update. July the 2nd. And I will catch you guys later.